Hello, everybody. Give me just one moment. The new streaming setup is I'm just checking a few things real quick before I turn the camera on. Sorry, everything is still new. Oh my lord. Okay, I can't even check Twitch. Um, but it looks like we're live on most platforms here. Although it doesn't say we're live on YouTube. There we go. Yeah, we are live on YouTube. Okay. We are live on X. Okay. So it appears we are live on all six platforms: Rumble, Locals, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Also known as X. I called it Twitter. Okay, let me go ahead and switch this to this. Okay. Allegedly, the chat should show on the screen. So please do me a favor. Be careful. So welcome everybody. Again, sorry for the rough start. Welcome to Mild's Culture Plate. I am your host, Mild Kevin Miles. And let me go ahead and turn off these banners. And you are watching Mild's Culture Plate. It is that time again, 6 p.m. Central, ladies and gentlemen, feds and degenerates, cuckolds of all ages. And we have an interesting show for you today. We have a lot of topics to talk about, more topics than I could probably squeeze into my hour program. I won't be going over though. If I don't touch them all, I may wind up doing a Christmas stream on Christmas, a little Christmas hangover stream. This technically is my Christmas stream, but I may wind up doing another one on Christmas. Let me just double check what this looks like on Facebook and whether or not I can see Facebook chats. Because not sure if you folks can see that. Okay, now let me see if I could see that in the, nope, I can't see that. Okay, so I need to keep a Facebook window open and a Twitter window open. I'm not sure about Twitch. I can't see Twitch chats yet. But so far, we don't have any chats in any of the chats. So if you're out there, please say hi in the chat. We'll see if we see it on screen. As always, anybody that says hi in one of the chats, I do a little toast to you and welcome you to the stream. Today, I'm going to be, once again, drinking some Angel's Envy finished rye. Good stuff, good stuff. Got to love it. But yeah, I want to talk to you folks a little bit about Christmas. Let me bring this up. Okay, where did that go? Here we go. So earlier this week, yesterday, in fact, or 2 days ago, in fact, I had a little exchange with the journalist Megan Fox, at Megan Fox Writer on X, and where she was asking a question about her husband and giving gifts, right? And this kind of got me pondering over the last couple of days. And so, first off, I please go check out Megan's stuff. She's also has an amazing following here on Locals. So yeah, please check her stuff out. Yeah, still not seeing anything on X or Facebook or Twitch. So we'll just keep hanging out here till people pop in the chat. So yeah, she brought this up, and then I kind of responded. And look, let me just say, I am one of the worst people. I am a nightmare. I am an evil motherfucker. Because I don't like people buying me gifts. I don't like surprises. I don't like gifts. I don't like I don't like that we have this culture that's like, please do something nice for me, right? I'm a very independent person. I don't like when people do nice stuff for me. I mean, just be nice to me and we can do nice stuff together, right? Like, but buying me gifts and unless it's something like we're literally standing in the store and I'm like, yeah, I need one of those. I buying me a gift that I'm not expecting or buying me a gift that we haven't discussed outright, I'll admit it makes me a shitty human being. It makes me a shitty person that I can't I can't couch my disappointment and just take it in the kind spirit in which it was given. I fully acknowledge that these are good gestures that people are trying to give to one another. Anyway, let me go ahead and bring this up real quick. Okay, that's totally not working. Let's try that. Okay, that'll work for now. Yeah. Okay. That'll work for now. Okay, so she says husbands are impossible to buy for. Mine is the worst. I've never been able to surprise him with anything he like. I have to stick to a list and stick to it or fail miserably. It's so frustrating. And I say, why do you want to surprise him? I hate it when people surprise me. I didn't consent to your goodwill gesture, but now I'm obligated to be pleasant about the spirit in which it was given. I think it's harassment in its worst form. And she says, haha, I think he feels this way. I would never throw him a surprise party. I know better than that. But just once, I would like to give him something he didn't know was coming, but he likes. And I said, but why though? My suggestion is something really inexpensive but good quality that anyone can use, like a good serrated bread knife or something. And I only mentioned good serrated bread knife because, again, this is one of the items that I was given as a gift one time that I was totally caught off guarded, that I didn't expect. And it was something that not only did I need, whoever has enough serrated bread knives, really, because you dirty one and then you need to cut bread or you need to cut something the next day. And those fucking really good serrated knives can cut through just about anything you need to cut through when you're preparing food. So, it's always good to have a nice big ass long knife with teeth that, you know. And so, even though I had a couple of them, like I literally, Sanglin 86 in the chat. Cheers, brother. Husband gift K bar PK 62. Yeah. And anyway, so this got me thinking about gift giving. And then it also got me thinking about, me and my comic collection and what I would advise someone to give me because, right now I don't need another serrated bread knife. Like I said, I've got 3. But yeah, one's always dirty. So, you know, definitely do your dishes as frequently as you possibly can, but you can never have enough serrated bread knives. Anyway, so this got me thinking about gift giving and how much I hate that part of the holidays. Um, a lot of families like to do either the white elephant thing or they'll do the drawing names and then set a price limit. I don't even know if that's got a name to it. But a lot of families do that kind of stuff. And, it's always this, well, I got to buy this gift for someone that I don't really interact with on a regular basis. Or in the case of a white elephant, I got to buy a gift that's unique and then, that is either funny or people will find use in anyway, even though it's more of a gag gift. And, it, the idea of gift giving has gone so far from the idea of making someone happy, right? So this is kind of what I was trying to get into with Megan is maybe the happiest thing is not to try to subvert his expectations but lean into it. It's almost selfish to be like, well, I want to surprise you. A 14-inch old hickory butcher makes a really nice watermelon knife. Yes, yes. Yeah. Cleavers, butcher knives, chef's knives, all the above. And a good knife, a good kitchen knife of really any kind is appreciated. Not one of them little bitty paring knives. There are such thing as having too many little paring knives, but just finding out the kind of stuff people like to cook and then provide them with more of the utensils that they would need to do that. But anyway, back to what I was saying, the idea of gift giving has like leaped from making people happy. So that was really my question to Megan, is like, well, if it makes him happy to not be surprised, why would you want to surprise him? There are few things in this world that would surprise me in a pleasant manner. You know, my girlfriend doing the thing in bed, right? Everyone's girlfriend doing the one thing in bed, like that's always a good surprise. Um, let's see, a lady dressing sexy for you, that's a good surprise. But let's take it out of the realm of romantic partners, and just say, uh, a good whiskey, a good whiskey for someone who likes whiskeys. But again, that's the thing. You got to find your person's thing. Um, a couple of years ago for Christmas, I got this Chiefs edition Crown Royal, Kansas City Chiefs, edition, limited edition Crown Royal for the 2023 season, last year for Christmas. And I don't drink Crown Royal, but I appreciate the unique liquor bottle. I appreciate the unique bag that it came in. I appreciate all of these things, right? Because I understood the gift giver. The gift giver knew that I like Kansas City Chiefs and whiskey, so just having this thing sitting around is amazing. And Sanglant in the chat really wants to talk about knives. Cool beans, man. So that kind of got me thinking about all these Christmassy, Christmassy, what do you call it? Little autistic tics that I have. And, granted, I've never been diagnosed with autism, so don't be calling me, some, disabled, making fun of, or whatever the heck, insensitive to disabled people or whatever, because, I understand there are real autistic people out there, but I have my own little types of autistic tics. For example, one of them is I'm a completionist. When I started collecting comics, like I literally, there are certain things that just bugged the hell out of me, almost on an OCD level. When I was collecting comics, like I really wanted to get part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, uninterrupted. Like I had to do them in order. I had to get all of them. And by the way, this exact same thing, this little tick of me being a completionist, actually came up today. My girlfriend and I, we've went on a couple of trips out of town over the years, several, and we visited a little bookstore that ran by someone who was an acquaintance of hers. And I I felt obligated, like I should buy something in this bookstore. And it was a neat little secondhand bookstore. It had a lot of little hippier stuff, so not really stuff I would read. I like to read books on economics and books on war, and but I do read comics. And they did have a little graphic novel shelf, and there were a few, like they had Batman Year One, they had a few X-Men comics, but I was like, okay, I already own 90% of this. I really don't want to start collecting X-Men, because I knew I'm going to get in this little completionist mindset, and there's just way too much to collect with X-Men. So I wound up buying this. Brightest Day Volume 1, right? So this is widely considered as like, you don't need to read this, right? A lot of comic fans, especially DC Comics fans, I almost doxed the place I bought it from because there's still a sticker on it. Anyway, so the comics fans, really, they don't consider it as one of the must reads, right? So I never really had an interest in reading it, but I'm going to, because today, once again, we were kind of driving around a neighboring town, and I happened to notice they had a comic shop, and I was interested, so I walked in. And we're going to be talking about comic shops just a little bit. So if that kind of stuff is boring to you, I'm not going to really focus on comic books themselves. I'm gonna play a little portion of a video from Comics Matter with your boy Zach, and I'm kind of talk a little bit about philosophy of collectors, and so yeah, I'm going to tie it into this whole idea of gift giving and people who are weirdly specific about the things they like, right? Because that's ultimately the lesson I'm trying to teach here is guys like me and maybe like Megan Fox's husband, there are a lot of guys out there that are very specific about what they like. And, there's nothing more disappointing to a child, right? To a child when you tell them, I want this Nintendo game and you show up with an Xbox game and they don't have an Xbox, so it's like, there are lots of levels of the same concept of, yeah, you almost bought me the perfect gift, but it's one little thing is literally so wrong with it that, like, I don't have use for this thing. And so today we were driving around a neighboring town and we found this comic shop, and of course I find Brightest Day volume 2 and 3. So now I finally have the complete set of Brightest Day hardcovers. And again, I hate hardcovers because the way they look on my shelf next to all the paperbacks. But I had to be a completionist. I had to get all three in the same format. And I paid more than I had planned on spending at a comic shop today. But I bought them and I supported a local comic shop in a smaller town. And hopefully the money goes to good use from the comic shop owner. Hopefully it does something to assist in the comics market in some way, shape, or form. But that's just it. What do we do? What do we do about the comics market? Because right now we're at a turning point, and I'm part of the problem. I will admit I am part of the problem. I got on here and I've ranted before, and I'll do it again right now. That in the 1920s, the word comics meant comic strips. And here, let's just go ahead and bring up the Comics Matter with your boy Zach video and hear a little bit of what he has to say about this. Yeah, true, true. Don't harass people. Zach, you got to start taking some cough drops when you do videos, bro. Okay, so you see, okay, so are you seeing what his big deal is here, right? So the store says comics at the top of the store, and then when you go in, they have graphic novels. And I get it. Like, I'm a little autistic about this too, but Zach gets really particular about the word comics in this video. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring this back down real quick, because really a lot of what he talks about in the video, I'm gonna kind of give you a shortened version because it's a 17-minute video. We'd never get through it here. In fact, we're already way deeper into the show than I'd hoped to be at this point. So he goes on to criticize this store because they're more of an indie comic seller, right? So the idea is you walk in and it's just graphic novels, just graphic novels. No. And I swore I had some floppy comics. Nothing like this. This is a circular. This is an advertisement, but nothing like this, right? The paper, 16 to 30 page little paper comics. They don't have any of those. They have collected graphic novels, which is what I collect. And so I guess they put up this post online, annoyed because they keep getting people in their store that are looking for floppies. So, again, one of the terms people use for the little, 16-page comics, that's got ads in them, right? They got ads in them. By the way, don't go see Aquaman. It's gutter trash from what I hear. I don't plan on seeing it, even though, I'm a DC fan. Don't plan on seeing Aquaman. The first one, pretty decent. His roles in both of the Justice League versions, pretty decent. But yeah, no interest in an Aquaman 2. Anyway, if I do see it, I will review it on this channel. But right now, I have no plans on seeing this movie. Anyway, so comic comic fans, comic collectors, they use shorthand. They call them floppies. And so, I agree with Zach to some degree. If you're going to have comics, it's almost like I go into a bar and then I realize, oh, wait, this isn't a bar. This is like a brewery and they only sell their own beer, right? There's no wine. There's no vodka. There's no bourbon. They literally just sell 3 beers in this place that's got that, it's a bar. It's got a big, dining area. But yeah, they only sell 3 beers. And if you're not drinking 3 beers, they don't even have soda. You got to drink water, I've been to bars like this and it's annoying when you go into a place hoping, this might be a cool place that I could start hanging out at and start, regularly, purchasing. And then you walk in and it's like, it's totally not what you expect. I get it. But this idea that any one demographic of the comic collector, so to speak, owns the word comics. And don't get me wrong, I'm just as annoyed as everyone else at everyone else, right? I join Facebook groups. I join, I've joined Reddit groups in the past. I've joined other things, online communities of various types that have to do with comic books. And then 2 days in, it's like everyone's posting, their graded plastic sealed version of Amazing Spider-Man 30 or whatever. And it's like, yeah, no, not looking for this. Like I collect graphic novels. I'm not looking for your sealed in plastic. And so your boy Zach kind of got into a little bit of this later in the thing because the person who made the post he's responding to, the person who owns this comic shop, went on to say that they believe that floppies are a horrible medium. They're hard to collect. They're hard to keep. They're not durable. You can't really just slap them on a shelf without bagging and boarding and putting them in a box. They don't display well unless you put them in something plastic and nail them to the fucking wall. And then if you do that, well, then you got to take it down, take the plastic apart if you want to read it. So again, I think all these are valid points, but to the collector who likes that stuff, it doesn't matter. To the collector who's been buying comics like that since 1960 whatever, or 1980 whatever, or 1990 whatever, they don't mind. But let's just be honest. The industry the industry is being transformed. So it already transformed once. You have these writers who get on these books, and at one point in time, they're just writing issue by issue. And they would try to knock out really good issues. And then sometime around 2004, 2005, somewhere around in there, then they started writing for the story arc, right? They started writing this much, right? They went from writing this much of a story to now they want to tell a story that fills this book. They're still releasing it an issue at a time, but they wanted to write for this. Like the whole story, like you have to read the whole thing in order to get it, right? And now I'm noticing comics is changing again. Like the comic industry is changing again. And now I don't have any omnibuses handy. Now they're writing for the run, right? They went from trying to sell the issue to trying to sell the trade paperback or graphic novel, and now they're trying to sell the whole run to you as one complete thing. And I kind of went into this on my comic review stream a couple weeks ago, but really it's a problem. It is a problem because if what you're trying to sell me is an issue, but you're trying to hook me so that I'm going to buy your whole run, I'm going to buy, in the example of Tom King, they told him he was going to have 100 issues, and then they wound up having to cut him from Batman at issue 85 because he just wasn't performing. If you're trying to sell me 100 issues, you better keep that story going for 100 issues. You better keep me on my toes for 100 issues. But part of the problem is also setting up this expectation that you're going to keep the reader for 100 issues. And this is the problem. This is the problem with all kinds of media, right? There are lots of stories being told in movies that I'm like, this would be so much better as a TV show, and vice versa. This TV show is going on too long. They could have cut it to 90 minutes and made it a movie. There are different formats for different genres and different styles. And look, maybe I'm just getting old. Maybe I'm outgrowing comics. Maybe I'm just getting too picky. Maybe I just want what I grew up with, right? Just like your boy Zach and other comic creators. And here's the thing, I 100% agreed with, I think, both people in that debate, right? I think your boy Zach and the comic store owner, I think they both made excellent points. I think the comic store owner was right because, again, what are you going to put on the top of your door? You're going to put graphic novels? Normies don't know the term graphic novels for the most part. I mean, there are definitely a lot of people who do, and you can kind of suss out from context clues what it means. What in the hell? You can kind of suss out from context clues what it means, but overall, so he kind of gets into the history of the word comic in the video. He says, originally it was little cartoon strips in the newspaper, and then eventually they started publishing little booklets that collected the comic strips, and then those became comic books, and comic books and see, he stopped there. But for me, it keeps going. Comic books became graphic novels. Graphic novels became omnibuses, right? So where you stopped calling the new thing a comic, your boy Zach, you don't think these are comics. I show this to a normie. You know what the normie is going to say? What is that, a comic book? They're going to call it a comic book because it's a book, it's comics. Single in 86 says the Japanese have it down, boxes of 12 or more volumes. I mean, you would think so, but then you look at Dragon Ball Z and they kind of just retcon and redo what happened after Z, right? They keep retconning it. You know, they had Super and what was it, Dragon Ball X or whatever. Anyway, so they even the Japanese can't keep their continuity straight, can't tell a story from A to Z. You know, they don't have an endpoint. But again, that's just a nature of the beast of trying to sell things on a market. If it's successful, you want to keep making it and keep making more money. But anyway, look, I'm willing to admit that because of all these things, because I'm a collectionist, because I'm picky about the word comics, I'm picky about what I want to see out of the comic industry. I'm willing to accept that I'm the asshole here. I am the asshole here, and therefore buying me a Christmas gift is an impossibility. Like, you just can't do it. So, you know, most of the time, my partner and I, we kind of agree to forego the gift giving and just go in together on a bigger life event type of thing. Like, we'll have a really expensive fancy date night, or we'll team up to buy a bunch of fancy clothes, and then have a maybe a cheaper date night but dressed up. Or, you know, or even this year we've kind of decided what we want to do is kind of go all out for meals, since we've both been kind of dieting, and so we're gonna like make a huge Christmas spread for us to eat, and then just literally eat it for dinner for 3 nights. Which, by the way, she's up there slaving over the stove right now. I respect her so much right now. I owe her a big kiss and a thank you. I appreciate it. Um, but yeah, I'm going to be helping out when I get done with this stream, so that's why I can't go too far over our normal hour. So yeah, I'm willing to admit that maybe I'm the asshole, and maybe that's a good Christmas gift. Admitting when you're wrong to your partner is a good Christmas gift. Anyway, so yeah, I don't really have a whole lot more to get into on that. I was gonna, man, I've got 4 like 5-minute videos. I can't do all this, but I was just gonna touch for just a moment on a couple of things. First, I was going to talk about what the fuck is going on in Chicago. If anyone's out there that knows what the fuck's going on in Chicago, just tell me. Um, because I keep hearing things from everywhere. And again, I can't find, I looked all over for a news article because I'd seen a little clip, and I'd heard the immigration problem leading into a problem with the black community, leading into now several people begging Donald Trump to come fix Chicago. Have you folks seen any of this? So I guess there was I'll go ahead and bring this up for just a moment. So there was the city council apparently uh, had a vote to recall the sanctuary city status, right? And this was a couple weeks ago, or a week and 2 days ago, right? And the Chicago mayor, there were a lot of upset people giving testimony to the city council, and I guess it's going to wind up going to a vote of the people instead of the city council deciding. It's going to go to a vote of the people. And so Chicago's mayor accused of prioritizing migrants over the black community. And so I guess the black community in Chicago are really, really upset with their city leadership. And I heard a rumor that they had like a charity community center. And again, I could be very wrong about this because I cannot find the news story that talks about this, but I heard this as a rumor. Again, I'm not in Chicago. Maybe if somebody out there is from Chicago, you could clarify this for me. Maybe somebody misspoke, but I looked all over for this, but I heard like that they had like a charity run African American aid program, and the city was like, no, we're going to take that over and turn it into essentially aid for immigrants. And I could be wrong about that, but that's a rumor I heard anyway. So yeah, there are a lot of videos now. So here's another clip of something. Well, I say another clip. I never played the other two, but here's a clip of those of a guy speaking in that city council meeting here. Let's hear what this guy has to say. It's only 25 seconds, so it won't force us to go over here. Call ICE on them. Trump, come in here. Clean this mess up. Oh, you gotta love that guy. You gotta love that guy. Trump, do something about this. Trump, do something about this. So yeah, then there's the whole the Trump thing with Jack Smith not getting his appeal heard before his timeline because he wanted to he wanted Trump to go on trial in D.C. before the election, and now it's not looking like they're going to be able to do. He's going to be able to do that if there's a an appeal on the immunity issues. Anyway, one of the reasons I wanted to bring up the Trump going to Chicago thing, because yes, he's been invited by several activists and a lot of people in Chicago, like please come check it out. Uh, come see what we've got going on here. One of the reasons I wanted to bring this up because it got me thinking, should Trump go to Chicago? But then it got me thinking about JFK going to Dallas, right? JFK going to Dallas. And then all of a sudden I saw this morning. Bobby Kennedy Jr. still being denied Secret Service protection. It's not just about me. It's another example of weaponization of government against Biden's political opponents. They know that 30 cents of every campaign dollar goes to keeping me safe. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't have a democracy. We don't have a democracy. When you have a president running for re-election that won't provide his opposition with the same security he enjoys, that he enjoys at the hands and pocketbook of the taxpayer, right? That's an expense his campaign doesn't have to pay for. And let's face it, Joe Biden's not even out on the campaign trail. He's not utilizing it, right? As much as he is on the campaign trail, as much as he is traveling, as much as he is doing things, he doesn't have to stump nearly as much as Bobby Kennedy. When you have literally the president of the United States and the former president of the United States enjoying Secret Service protection because, it comes with the job, right? Lifetime security comes with the job. What do you do? What do you do? Well, now you got all these people having, at least Bobby Kennedy having to provide his own security. They want to see him dead. They want to see their opposition dead. That's just all there is to it. All right, let's get on some more lighthearted topics, why don't we? Okay, we're still going to do Love Does Admonish. We are still going to do Love Does Admonish. So if that's one of your favorite segments, we're going to do one of those. But let's talk about this. Here's a more lighthearted subject. This is something I stumbled on while doing my research for the show. I kind of stumbled on this little post here. This is from Women Being Awful on X. And they reposted this image that says, men are like, she consented, but leave out oh my God. For some reason, when I full screened that, it cuts it off. Why does it cut it off? Ah, okay, so for the record, Rumble Studio. So I'm now using Rumble Studio to stream. That's why I'm able to stream on 6 different platforms right now, and it's free, but they still have a lot of work to do. There are definitely some sizing issues with images within the program. I'm going to give a little bit of feedback to them probably after the show at some point over the next couple days. But anyway, so it says men are like she consented, and I'm trying not to dox the commenters below. Men are like she consented, but leave out the 3 hours they manipulated and pressured and harassed her into saying yes. And then so Women Being Awful says, what are your thoughts on this? Coercion is considered to be rape when it comes to statistics for the CDC, but only for women. Yes, it's true. Look into it. When men are the victim, it's classified as other sexual violence. But coercion is defined by the Oxford Dictionary as the practice of persuading someone to do something by using force or threats. It seems that while there's no dictionary definition for sexual coercion, many consider that to include more variables. Usually, sexual coercion happens through non-physical, forceful behaviors such as being pressured, tricked, or threatened into engaging in unwanted sexual activities, according to WebMD. Is this valid, or is it another way of avoiding accountability? Now, personally, I've been talked into, pressured, manipulated into sex many times that I didn't necessarily want, but at no time have I ever tried to absolve myself of responsibility. Those were choices that I still made that I did not have to make. Feel free to discuss. And there were some good comments below, and I'll touch on some of them. Unfortunately, I'm not going to give those people credit because I don't know if they want to be blasted on the internet in a video. So let me just take that down for a minute and let's have this conversation. Look, first of all, if you feel like your body is being pressured, let's be honest, right? I don't care if you, like, wherever you went with this guy, wherever you went with this person that you allegedly trusted, you should have taken your phone, right? Taking your phone is an important part because, you know, there's Lyft, there's Uber, and granted, I understand that they don't necessarily have that in a lot of rural areas, but it's, you know, we don't talk in absolutes here on the culture plate, right? So there's always going to be, you know, a slim outside the scope of the norm people who this doesn't apply to. But for the majority of people who would complain about this type of thing, right, you have that. But let's be honest, okay? This says being pressured, tricked, or threatened into engaging in unwanted sexual activities. And then the poster asks, is this valid or another way of avoiding accountability? And then they go on to say, at no time have I ever tried to absolve myself of responsibility. And so this is the conversation that isn't being had around the victim blaming narrative, around the sexual assault narrative, around, you know, the Me Too narrative, right? This isn't the conversation being had. Is one of responsibility, because they have a pretty good narrative built around this. Well, you're just a victim blamer, right? They'll just pile on. No, that's victim blaming. But you see, there's this fine line. There is a fine line between blame and responsibility. There's a fine line between accountability and preparation, right? I'm not saying the woman goes to jail if she's a victim of a crime. I'm not saying that. But all adults are responsible to take some sort of risk mitigation for the dangers of the real world. When you get in your car, you put a seatbelt on. Not all of us. but the people who do are doing it out of a practice because, look, I may not drive like an idiot, but you know what? If I die because someone plows into me because someone else is an asshole, I want to be responsible for my own safety, even though someone else is to blame. I want to be accountable, to know that I'm going to be able to take more breaths on the other side of that. If I'm a young, attractive woman and I go to a party that I know there's going to be alcohol, A, I take someone that I trust. B, I make sure I have my phone. And C, I make sure that whoever I'm leaving with is someone I trust. And if you do find yourself alone with someone that you don't think you're able to trust, or if something takes a turn, right? And let's be completely honest about what this post was here. Men are like, she consented, but leave out the 3 hours they manipulated, pressured, and harassed her into saying yes. Okay, if someone sexually assaults you, right? They're touching you in a way you didn't consent to, right? They are forcefully forcing themselves and forcing you to touch them in a way that wasn't consented to. But if you decided to sit in a chair or on a bed across from someone who's already asked you for sex and you've already said no, and they won't shut the fuck up, then you're free to leave. Like you're literally free to leave. I understand you may be afraid to leave because then like if, they might try to grab you as you're walking out the door or something. But like that's literally the difference here. Like this person hasn't done that yet. This person has not done that. Someone else isn't guilty or to be blamed for your perception of what might have happened if you had taken steps to protect yourself. So this idea that you sat there and took pressuring and badgering and someone trying to sympathize and empathize with you but yet sell themselves as an attractive mate until you finally gave in and touched their pee-pee to blame men, not just the man who did it, but now men are like, she consented. Well, yes, you consented. But that's like the again, all of these actresses who are mad that they didn't make as much money on the movie as they thought they wanted to make, but they signed the contract anyway. Because when you're sitting across the table from lawyers and they're like, oh, take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. This is what you get. And you're thinking about leaving with nothing. And you're thinking about going on with your life. But yet you're still sitting there. And the fact that you haven't got up and left means you haven't said no yet. See, that's the problem with this mentality, is that if you haven't got up and left, you haven't said no strongly enough. If you're willing to let someone try to talk you into sex, then you haven't said no strongly enough. And whatever's going on in that situation, other than the sex and the conversation, is more important to you than saying no. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Again, my heart and my thoughts go out to young women who genuinely are victimized by fucking creepy men, and vice versa. men who are victimized by creepy women, and people who are victimized by same-sex predators. But this conversation always comes around the infantilization of women, of not expecting them to protect themselves, of not expecting them to speak up for themselves, of not expecting them to be able to walk away from awkward situations on their own accord. Yet they want the freedom to get into those situations. And if you dare speak up about, well, yeah, but you just got to do it responsibly. Well, now you're a victim blamer. Okay, we're definitely going overboard here. We're going past the hour. Let me go ahead and screen share. We'll do Love Does Admonish. I can't bring up the logo. I had the logo in Rumble Studio, but Rumble Studio just decided to kill all my settings, right? All the settings. I had my whole soundboard. Remember my old soundboard from before the StreamYard days? I had that loaded into Rumble Studio. All gone. Yeah. So, and then like I said, the images just are the wrong size. I tried to put in my little banner that had all my links on it. Gone. The best I could do for that banner was type a few of them into text here. We got this here. But if you're on Rumble or you're on YouTube, the links should be down in the description. I'm not sure about the other platforms. I haven't quite done tests on those, but let's screen share and kick off the Love Does Admonish segment. And here we have a young lady kicked out for being pregnant at age 16. Oh, Don. 3 pregnancy tests with a guy who wears cut up jeans. I'm sure he has a good job, right? Okay, so first off, I'm going to admonish the mom. How fucking dare you? But then again, you know, how dare you not teach your daughter that this kind of shit can happen? Oh, we got Cool Frog in the chat just now. I was told to check you out. I was told you're fun to listen and talk to. Yeah, welcome, Cool Frog, and cheers. Good seeing you out there. Always welcome here. Always drinking whiskey and just talking about random things happening in our culture. Right now, we're doing this segment called Love Does Admonish, where I watch this YouTube program called Love Don't Judge, and cheers. And I decide whether or not the people who are asking not to be judged actually deserve to be judged. So here we go. Then she kicked me out. I cut off friends. Okay, so I'm already liking this chick. Like it's 16, she seems way smarter than her parents and her entire friend group. Even though maybe, I don't know. I got to see more of this dude to be able to judge whether or not she's making smart decisions about her romantic partner. But hey, if he's sticking around, like he stuck around at least 9 months, look at that baby. That baby's older than. Cheers to Shut Up I Can Cook. Welcome. All right. I got to know what Danye does for a living. Oh, look, she's already got. Wait a minute. Hold up. She just turned 18 and she's got at least 3 tattoos on her back and 1 on her hip. Okay, so here I got to admonish. Like, you have a baby. That babies are expensive. How the hell are you paying for a baby and tattoos? Uh-oh. Cool Frog saying he can't hear the video. Can anyone hear the video? I have it on share. Or do we have audio problems? Oh, you know what? Is there a I don't let's see. I know that let me try this. Maybe that? Can you still hear me? Can you hear me? Please say so in the chat. Can you hear the video? Somebody let me know if you can hear the video or me now. Anybody? Cookie, Cool Frog, Sanglant, anyone? Okay. Going. Here, I'll bring myself off the screen. Nope, I can't bring myself off the screen. Oh, spend the night a lot. Yeah, good mother. Good mother. Okay, so let me do something here. Let me unmute myself. Yeah, you folks can't hear it. Okay, Cookie says she can hear you can hear the video. Why can't I hear it on Cool Frog says that you can't hear it. Oh, so she can hear me, but you can't hear the video. Okay. And I can't hear the video on Facebook either. Well, folks, I may be having to cut this segment short because yeah, there's no point in doing this if you folks can't hear what these people are saying. I'm going to have to do some troubleshooting and find out how the heck I can share. You know what I can do? I'm gonna get rid of my headphones. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get rid of my headphones. Do this. I'm gonna get rid of my headphones, and you guys might be able to hear it through my computer speakers. Okay, can you folks still hear me? Can you still hear me? Okay. Okay, I want to pause that. What the hell? You can't even hear it out of my speakers. What in the hell is going on here? There's like software preventing it from being broadcast here. Oh my lord, what the hell? Okay, I can't even hear myself on you. There it is. Yeah, I can hear me, but this is creepy as hell. There we go. This is weird. This is really weird. Like whatever Rumble Studio has done to cancel out background noise, like you can't hear whatever's playing on someone's computer, even if they're playing it loud as fuck through their speakers. I don't. I mean, there's something about their AI, their algorithm that just won't let people. Well, okay. So I guess I'm gonna try reading the captions as we go. The condom broke. We didn't really do anything about it. Here, let me try this again. Here. Oh, you know what? Let's try this and this. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna get pregnant. Then we ended up actually getting pregnant. Okay. So the condom broke. So they tried to use a condom. I mean, granted, when you're 16, you really should be on like two different forms of birth control. You should be doing like a condom and the pull out, or a condom and the pill, or a condom and plan B, because nothing's 100%. And obviously, it is what it is. But, when you're 16, you don't know that, right? It takes a really intelligent adult to really have that conversation with you. And when you're 16, you don't really want the adults to be having that conversation with you. It's awkward. We thought we were being safe, and all of it, teen pregnancy, that's just something you see on TV. It's not going to happen to me. Every teenager, it's not going to happen to me. He was angry, wanted me to get an abortion, and then she kicked me out, so I had to go stay with my grandma. So she's living with her grandma. And again, this is my problem. When did you get the tattoos? Are you living with your grandpa and spending your grandma and spending your money on tattoos? After my mom kicked me out, I eventually felt she was gonna come around, but it just takes some time once I moved back in. Okay, so she moved back in. So, like any genuine parent, you were mad. You knew she had places to go, and so you temporarily kicked her out. I had to cut off many friends. Some of them were supportive, but they wanted to party and drink. Okay. Well, yeah, but I bet you wanted to. I bet you wanted to do that. There's something more important though. I mean, I gotta respect that. She's having a baby. See, the guy's mom, they're always a little more understanding. Look, let me be honest, I was 17 and my girlfriend was 15 when my son was born. There are like no audio settings on this thing. Been way more busy. The friendship has not changed. Okay, so this is her friend. Okay, so this isn't the other mom. My bad. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the audio. I'm gonna have to figure this out because I'm gonna wind up having to pay for another month of StreamYard if I can't get this figured out. Okay, let's try this. I'm gonna switch microphones. Can you hear that? Hear Now, granted, the audio is gonna be shit, but can you hear it? It's like a built-in mic on my freaking. Oh yeah, that audio is horrible, and it's still not picking up the video. Shit. Okay, well, I don't know how to troubleshoot this. I'm gonna have to figure it out with. I might try messaging Viva Frey and see how he does it. And no, we're not gonna watch another Love Don't Judge. Ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and I killed my mic and my webcam. Okay. All right. So wow, look what I did. I totally wrecked the stream. My apologies, everybody. This has got to be one of the worst streams I've ever done. Cheers to Little Fire in the YouTube chat. Welcome. We are going to be wrapping up the show here in just a second, but cheers and welcome. Merry Christmas, by the way. Merry Christmas to everyone. Merry Christmas to Cookie, Cool Frog, Sanglant, and Little Fire. Merry Christmas to all y'all. Cheers to you and cheers to the holidays. So yeah, I'm gonna try to figure out the presentation. I wonder if people could hear the video that I played earlier off of Twitter. See, now that has me concerned. It has me really concerned that I might have to start downloading the videos and uploading them into Rumble Studio. But maybe they'll get it worked out. Like I said, it's in beta. They are asking for feedback, and I'm definitely going to provide feedback. I need to figure out how to get my audio settings right, and we'll get it going. Because it's not as streamlined as StreamYard, and I understand it's not gonna be, but there are definitely features that should be more customizable. You should be able to select, all your inputs and such. So, if you get bored, okay. Oh, Sanglant is Sanglant is telling everyone to check out the Bleach Mango boxed set over at the Crunchyroll store there. Yeah, it is what it is. All right. Can you folks see the chat on the screen? Oh yeah, yes you can, because I can see it on Facebook. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, folks, I'm gonna quit racking my brain over this new streaming software. I did 3 tests yesterday, or yeah, yesterday I did 3 tests. I thought I had it down pat, but then yeah, everything was just blown up when I tried to start streaming today. So yes, definitely the next show should be better. I'm definitely gonna do the work put in the work and try to get the problems ironed out that we had today. Please do me a favor and click that like button. And if you haven't followed me before, please follow me on whatever platform you're watching me and all the other ones. The big ones are right here in this banner below. Well, I got locals in there, but anyway, it's Facebook, X, and Rumble. That's rumble.com/mild/live. And then The Mild World over on X and Facebook. Those are the big three. You can also find me on locals and Facebook at Mild's Culture Plate. Also, if you type in like facebook.com/The Mild World, you'll find me there too. But yeah, it's down in the description. If you're on YouTube or Rumble, all those links should be down in the description. Yeah, so like, follow, click the bell for notifications if you're on YouTube. Please watch a second video if you're new here. Like I said, I'm experimenting with this new Rumble software, so definitely my last 5-6 shows should definitely be a lot more streamlined, a lot better of a show, a lot less clunky. So please watch a second video, and definitely catch me next time. Like I said, I may do a bonus show at some point on Monday. Haven't really firmly put that in concrete yet. I kind of thought I was going to do a bonus show this week, watching some videos on Tucker Carlson's new platform. That did not exactly work out the way I hoped. But yeah, I might be doing a Christmas Day stream, so keep your eyes out for that. Otherwise, be right here, 6 o'clock Central Time. 6 p.m. Central, same as right now, this Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central, right here, wherever you're watching me right now. Hopefully we'll get that ironed out and be able to broadcast the same 6 p.m. Central, Wednesdays and Saturdays. So, and also, if you can, down in the comments of wherever you're watching this, put down in the comments whether or not you think this would be a better show once a week for 3 hours on Saturday. That's something I'm kind of tossing around. I'm also going to be having some conversations about when a good time to stream with Sally to do the JFK documentary we've been doing over on Rumble every other Friday or Saturday. So we'll get that ironed out, and we'll continue down that path. So stay tuned for those things. And definitely take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Outlast the haters. Oh my God, I had the Outlast haters thing uploaded here, and it's not here now. So anyway, outlast the haters. Don't get any on you. And if you do, rub that shit in real good. And please, please, as one little parting note, there are a lot of lonely people out there this Christmas. So if you have loved ones, I assure you that was not a person getting hurt. That's the way she sneezes. It's hilarious and it's cute. I don't know if you heard that or not, but that was not a person being murdered, I assure you. And now the dog's barking. Oh, that's adorable. Anyway, so yeah, I was trying to say something very emotional and genuine from the heart to you folks. I know there are a lot of lonely people on the internet this Christmas, and if you're blessed enough with having loved ones who care about you, I'm going to be honest. Today, my father called me. I've not spoken to the man in almost 3 years. He told me he didn't want to talk to me because of my feelings about immigration. He no longer wanted to talk to me because I was not a compassionate person. And he called me today, just out of the blue, to wish me a Merry Christmas, to let me know that, some things had happened in his family and how he's been doing, and, asked me how I've been doing. And we kind of touched base with one another. It wasn't a very long phone call, but it was a little touching because, my father and I have never really had a great relationship, but, it was good to know that he's still out there and he still thinks about his kids. And I want to make this very clear. If my kids are out there watching, because my kids have done the same thing to me, they don't like me because of my politics or because of, who other people have painted me to be. So yeah, if my kids are out there, yeah, look, same thing. The door's always open. The phone's always on. And definitely, so for all you folks in my audience, if you have a loved one out there who, hasn't told you, leave me the fuck alone and go away, definitely cherish that person. Definitely love that person. Spend some time with them this holiday season. Even if it's just for an hour, you don't have to go have family Christmas dinner, but just take a moment and appreciate another human being, right? Take care of yourselves, take care of one another. I say it every show, and I definitely mean it. Love your loved ones, even if you hate their guts. Love them. It's very important, especially around the holidays, because the holidays get really fucking lonely for a lot of people. And if you're one of those folks on the internet who don't have anybody, right? You don't have anybody. You're alone and you're depressed and you're tired of the bullshit. Feel free to message me, right? Message me on X, message me on Facebook. Let me know who you are, how you are. Again, I'm not looking for a date. I see your little your little nerd glass there. I shut up, I can cook. I'm not looking for a date. I'm looking to be genuine with a human being. Again, I'm not a very compassionate person, so I'll try my best to be nice to you. But I'll take the time to at least have a conversation with you. If you need a person this holiday season, I'll have a conversation with you. I'll hear what you have to say. I'll hear you out. I'll hear what you have to feel. And I encourage everyone else to try to do the same, to try to have a little more compassion for your fellow man this holiday season. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever the hell you celebrate. Happy holidays. Have a good holiday week. I will catch you Wednesday or Monday. See you next time on Miles Culture Plate, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Merry Christmas. Peace.